Everybody, welcome to Uncle Dave's Brigade. Today, I've got a little known artist, but man, has he got a wonderful voice. It is Cherry Stafford, and the song's name is Suspicion. And you're not going to believe who he sounds like. You really won't believe your ears. And it even fooled that person that who he sounds like. So I'm going to tease you a little bit about it, but I'm going to tell you about it a little bit later. And I got a funny story to tell you about it at the end. So be sure to stay to the very end. I'll tell you what's going on. So hit like, subscribe, push the notification bell, make a comment, help Uncle Dave stay on the air here. So let's get to it. Terry Stafford, Suspicion. So got a Dick Park American Bandstand special for you here.
You know, I cheated this man by about 3 inches. He's 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighs 200 pounds, is 21 years of age, and a whale of a looking guy. The song is called Suspicion. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest, Mr. Terry Stafford.
Every time you kiss me, I'm still not certain that you love me. Every time you hold me, I'm still not certain that you care. Though you keep on saying you really love me. Do you say the same words to someone else when I'm not there? My heart, suspicion keeps us apart. Suspicion, why torture me? Every time you call me and tell me we should meet tomorrow, I can't help but think that you're meeting someone else tonight. Why should our romance just keep on causing me such sorrow? Why am I so doubtful whenever you call us up? Suspicion torments my heart. Suspicion keeps us apart. Suspicion, why torture me? Darling, if you love me, I beg you wait a little longer. Wait until I drive all these foolish fears out of my mind. Why can't our romance just keep on growing stronger? Maybe I'm suspicious cause your love is so hard to find. Suspicion torments my heart. Suspicion keeps us apart. Suspicion, why torture me?
Even if I stand on tippy toe, I feel like a short fellow. Come over and sit down for a second, won't you? Make yourself at home. Terry, where do you hail from?
Amarillo, Texas, originally.
I should have known. I've grown big in Texas. I had a funny feeling that maybe you were from the Los Angeles area. Have you lived here a long time?
About a year and a half, actually, off and on, back and forth to Texas to out here.
How many recordings have you made?
This is the first one that I've had.
May I ask you how you got that peculiar sound in the background? Is there any particular instrumentation that caused it to sound the way it does?
Well, it's an organ. It sounds to me like muted trumpets or something, but it's an organ, actually.
It's a very unusual sound. Have you ever been to New York City?
Well, 24th of this month, I'm going for the first time for the Paramount Theater for 10 days.
I heard about it. It's going to be a gas. You've never seen that place?
No, I never have.
Well, New York City was a place I spent a lot of my life in, and it's very unusual. You'll see it at a nice time of year. It's unlike Los Angeles. It's unlike any other town in the world. Have you traveled at all?
Well, just more or less locally around, in the Southern California right now.
How long has this record been out?
Approximately a month and a half, 2 months, something like that.
Well, it was the biggest thing in the world as far as this area is concerned. Now it's big all over the country. Does it make you happy?
Oh, real happy.
What are you going to do to follow it up? What do you do for an encore?
Well, we're working on a couple of things right now. We haven't actually decided on what's, the next release. So,
What did you do before you became a singer?
well, I went to college last year.
I was trying to think back when this was, and I drew a blank.
Actually, it was 2 years ago that I spent a year in college.
Did you play any sports?
Oh yeah, I played baseball in college, and I played most all the sports in high school.
It figures, a man with your stature. You're going to have to lean over our autograph table, but would you do the honors? Join us there?
Sure, I'd love to.
Thank you. Nice to have you here. Terry Stafford, ladies and gentlemen, will join you. I think the best route, Terry, is to scoot this way and then take a sharp right. All right? Thank you very much. Right now, let's go to the movies and watch a young fellow with a long-lasting idea.
Right. A little bit
You know,
of big
I
part
cheated.
there. It blown away. I heard this song many years ago. He said it's just like Elvis. Very little difference. I mean, in Elvis and Terry. But the funny story is that this song was actually recorded by Elvis in 1962, and he had a hit with it, and it did very well. And uh, then Perry came back and re-recorded his version of it in '64. So this is when it came out. And the funny story goes that the legend is, and I heard it on documentary, is that Elvis was in his entourage. They were in a car. There was two cars actually. Elvis was in the front car. There was another car behind him. He had his entourage with him, and they had the radio on. And they were driving around Memphis and going someplace. And on the radio, his song came on, and Elvis heard it, and he was totally confused. And he didn't understand why it was being played as a new hit. So they stopped the car. Elvis gets out, goes to the back car, and asked all the guys. He said, "Did we re-release that song?" He said, "I did that in '62." He said, "They're releasing it. They're saying it's a new hit. Did we re-release it?" And everybody said, "No, we didn't re-release it. It's still, maybe it's still out there." But they said, "No, it was some song that we did, a couple of years ago." He thought that was him. I mean, it confused him. He actually thought. They asked him. He said, "Did y'all hear that song on the radio?" "Yeah, we had it on XYZ radio, whatever it was." Both cars had it on there, and they heard the song. Elvis himself was confused. He thought that was him singing it. So that's pretty good talent. When you confuse the king himself as to which version the song is, that's pretty good. But anyway, you heard the young man, Terry, talk about himself. He was Amarillo, Texas, and grew up here. And this is Texas Tuesday, by the way. And so I wanted to highlight him. Didn't have any big hits other than this one. He did with Amarillo by Morning. He actually wrote that song, and George Strait did it later on, and had a monster hit with it. Much later on. But he actually did it earlier, and he wrote the song himself. So he got some royalties off of that one. But anyway, that's a little bit about Terry Stafford. And about the song, I wanted to share that with you. Not a well-known name, but he did have a few hits or a few songs out there, and wanted to share it with you. But anyway, I hope you liked it. Hit like, subscribe, post notification bell, make a comment, make a suggestion, and thanks for dropping by. Take care of each other, or be nice to each other and be nice to yourself. Okay.